That is the worst call.
I am home. He goes, you need to be here. And I was like, oh my God. So I hang up the phone. And as I'm hanging up the phone, I'm putting on clothes. I told my mom, I said, listen, somebody needs to go with me. I'm driving. I'm running every red light. So we got to the city from Teaneck, which usually, this is like 2010.
Yeah.
So traffic's not that crazy.
Yeah.
No congestion pricing, thank God. And I drive. I get there. The show's at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I got there at 8:15.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I beat the emergency sub who lives on 79th Street. I beat.
You got there before him.
I got there before him. So I get there, and now.
So, sorry, whose fault? Was it your fault? Or did he give you the wrong date?
So, at the end of the day.
Or is it still
No. It was his fault.
Okay.
But, again, a personality, you're not going to.
No, it's never his fault.
So guess what? So, it's my fault.
Yeah.
You know? But now I have to do the walk of shame.
The last thing you want to do is be like, yeah, but he's
Oh, no.
You own it.
I owned it.
Yeah.
I walked up the steps on the stage.
Yeah.
And I had to do like, excuse me, because on the stage, the trombone is on the very end next to the drums. So you had to walk up. It was embarrassing.
I'm feeling the anxiety and stress from this story.
Listen.
No, really, because
it's crazy.
If you had gone Tuesday like you thought and you had practiced, it still would be nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah, still.
This is your first show.
So off Broadway is one thing, but this is your first show. They're gonna know you by this show.
Yeah.
Just coming into the business.
And you rushed in there.
And I rushed in.
And you
I'm
didn't
late.
practice. You didn't have the day of practice.
I'm late.
More that you wanted.
And I'm late.
Yeah.
I come in, and Earl Gardner's actually subbing.
Oh.
And so I come in, the trombone player, clearly, because now he's trying to do both parts.
Yeah.
And I sit down, he goes, you're not getting paid today. We're paying the emergency. I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I came in, did the show. The other sax player in front was great, Rick Santalonzo. He was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, sound great. So intermission, I'm just sitting there. Everybody gets on the stage, and I'm like, oh my
You're like,
God.
I'm not moving.
I'm late. I'm done. I'm toast.
Yeah.
Like, this is grand opening, grand closing. It's over.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, how can this happen? And in my head, I'm like, God opened this door.
Yeah.
What did I do? You know.
Yeah.
And at this time, I wasn't married yet. So I'm a Christian little one. Up here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was I sinning? What did I do beforehand? I'm doing all that in my head.
Your wife hadn't baptized you in the Holy Spirit yet.
Didn't even
right?
know my wife yet. So I'm sitting
Yeah.
like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then trumpet player comes up. No, man, you sound great, man. You sound killing. I was like, man, I was late. No, man, this happens to everybody. The first show?
Mm-hmm.
No, not the first show. I'm like, yeah. So now the trombone player comes
They
up.
even admitted, like, no, you're on your own on that.
So the show's over.
Yeah.
I actually played a perfect show.
Mm-hmm.
The conductor says, "Can I see you?" And I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of these.
Yeah.
Like verbally, I'm just gonna have to sit there.
You're done.
I can't even dodge. I just got to sit there and take. I'm taking the lumps.
Yeah.
And the thing she said, I don't care, blah blah blah, who you are and how recommended you came, but you don't. She just reamed me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I go home, and I remember I drove my parents' car. I don't know how to get home.
Yeah.
Earl waited for me. He's like, I'll take you home, man.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm driving back with him, I'm like, it's over. He goes, man, it's not going to be over. Don't worry. Dave will smooth it out. He'll smooth it out. He will? Again, I'm thinking like, there's no way.
Yeah.
He calls me 2 days later. He goes, heard there's a little mix up. I said, yeah. He goes, I'll smooth it over. Can you come in 2 weeks? Really?
Yeah.
I come in. So then Earl Gardner told me the one important thing. He says, listen, always as a sub confirm with the person you're subbing for.
Mm-hmm.
Now since I have my own show, I always confirm. Like I confirmed
with your subs.
Yeah, with my subs.
Yeah.
Like a week ahead of time. And he said, always do that. And then get here an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you do that, you'll never have a problem. I said, say less.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah.
So Chet, now this was the best part. A year goes by. I'm subbing. Everything's great.
Yeah.
And I get there early, and I see the second trombone player who's now gonna play first, and I see the other sub upstairs. I'm like, what? So I go downstairs and I said, hey guys. So Red Press was a contractor at the time. In the mid 2000s, there was like Red Press, John Miller, who's the contractor for my show, Michael Keller, a drummer who did like Lion King, stuff like that. So they're like three big contractors. So Red Press was still playing a show and contracting. He was making so much money.
Yeah.
But he basically says, "There's 3 trombones. There's only 2 trombones." And Dave Bartram had a house in Maine for his vacation. "You call Dave." And everybody's like, "I'm not calling Dave. I'm not calling Dave." So finally, he takes someone's phone, calls him, "Man, you messed up, blah, blah, blah," and leaves a message. I said, no, guys, it's cool. I'll go home. In my head, I'm like, yes. It like a year or, months later, it validates everything.
Yeah.
But since then, God just opened up more doors, like something more shows and stuff like that. And once you just do that, you just have to be humble.
Yeah.
But when you play, you have to be a lion. It's that type of thing.
It's a good way to say it.
It's like it's like you have to be like Superman.
Yeah.
You're Clark Kent, not as clumsy as Clark Kent, but you're Clark Kent. But then when it's time, you just got to go in and nail it.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's how it opened up. So I subbed from 2010 to like 2019.
Yeah.
And then in 2019, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, Harry Connick." I did a rehearsal for Harry Connick because he was recording at Capitol in L.A.
Yeah.
And he was doing stuff on Cole Porter.
Okay.
And so I get there for rehearsal. It was in the city, and I said, I'm getting there early.
Yeah.
And it was like one of these, it snowed. It was February.
Yeah.
So I get there, and I see a bass player with the Saints hat. I said, oh. And it's football season. I was like, oh, man. So I go up there. "Hey, man, how you doing?" "Doing all right.
Yeah.
And then he takes his stuff off, and he sits at the piano. I was like, all right. "Where's Harry at?" Guys come in. "Hey, Harry." It was Harry Connick.
Oh, really?
But he had a beard.
Oh, wow.
And he had the Saints. And he remembered I came in early. So then when he came to New York to do a show, my friend Dion was like, "Hey, you want to do? It's like 7 weeks with Harry Connick on Broadway." I said, "My God, it's my first show."
Yeah.
I did that. It was
that was your show.
Yeah, it was my
first
show.
one.
It was awesome. Had a great time. Learned a lot about Harry.
Yeah.
His Christian faith and everything like that.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Dubose, a great guitar player, who played for like in the gospel realm a lot of stuff for Richard Smallwood.
Yeah.
Amazing guitar player, Christian. And so I knew John for years. I knew his cousin was a great bass player, Bernard Bell, who I used to play with at the first church where I met my friend from Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
And so we had a great connection, and that's over. And now I'm teaching in school. I'm still subbing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right before the pandemic, and my phone rings. And I was subbing at Ain't Too Proud, The Temptations, and the trombone player's like, "Hey, man, you play bass trombone?" I'm like, "Yeah, I play bass trombone." "Yeah, you play like pop music too?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on, yeah." So my phone rings. I see this, this 202 number. I'm in school. And I checked the message, and it was John Miller. "Hi, Danny. This is John Miller. I want to know if you want to do a Broadway show. It's called Michael Jackson." He's like, and it's going to be trombone and bass trombone. Please get back to me before the end of the day. I was like, and he's like giving the rehearsal dates and everything. I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It's actually rehearsal and everything be during the summer. I won't have to miss any school. Yeah. So I called Rochelle. I said, "Babe, and that's not me. I said, we got called for a show."
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "What?" I said, "Michael Jackson." She goes, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." So, but then COVID happened. I'm like, oh, and it was put on hold.
Yeah, because it didn't open before COVID.
No. So then when it opened up, I think we had our first rehearsal right after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And I remember, how can I got to do every matinee. Because when you get a show, it's called a lock-in period. Yeah. So you're locked in for 5 weeks, 6 weeks. So I had to miss 6 consecutive Wednesdays at school. Yeah. But the great thing is, again, this is about how God works. Like me teaching in Trenton, God opened that door. I did not want to teach at all. So God opened that door. So when I got called for MJ, she was like, "No, it's fine." But also too, I had a great relationship with my principal and vice principal. Like I got them tickets to see Harry Connick.
Yeah.
And, so it was great. And to be honest, it was not a political move for me. It's like a genuine like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, just being nice. Yeah.
And so she's like, well, this helps the school because, we're a school of the arts.
Yeah.
And this is going to help, help catapult the school. So it was great PR for her. So she's
Sure.
like, go ahead.
Yeah.
So then getting the show for MJ for 4 years now, it's just been a lot in terms of.
And it's been your show for 4 years.
It's been my show for 4
Right?
years. Yeah. We have great, like the whole band has a great relationship because you have.
I know. I met a lot of the guys.
Yeah, you got guys who are like 64, close to retirement.
Yeah.
And then the youngest I think is Shelton, bass player, but
Who's a killer bass player.
So
gosh.
Shelton and I, the first time I met
He's
him
good.
was we did something for Donnie McClurkin, a recording. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you can tell he's a gospel guy.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This is again, Shelton on bass, church.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Mitchell's assistant conductor, church.
Mhm.
Jason Michael Webb, conductor, church.
Yeah.
Jason Michael Webb did arrangements for Brooklyn Tabernacle since 2009 to like 2015.
And Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir is amazing.
Yeah, they're pumping stuff out all the time.
All of that,
so
yeah.
so you have that, and then like myself, the other sax player, I think you met Jason, who plays like the baritone sax, church. So it's great to like be in an environment where you do have believers, and there's some people who aren't believers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not seeing people like, because everybody respects everybody.
Yeah.
Especially in this climate,
Mm-hmm.
no one's bashing you
Sure.
for being a believer
Sure.
because they actually respect you.
Yeah.
So when they see me on Sundays come in and like, oh, could you? I'm not wearing this, but like,
Yeah.
oh, coming from church.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm listening to the like service online. Like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah. Or during
When you have a matinee on Sunday, you're talking about. When you have to get there, like.
yeah, matinee. Or if I'm at the show and we're getting ready for like today, I already took off for a different obligation that got canceled.
Yeah.
But if I was there today, I'm getting ready for I'm getting ready for church. I have my laptop out, and so Wilson's looking at me like, church again,
Yeah.
I'm getting to make sure everything is straight,
Yeah.
at least to the best of my ability. So
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what about? And then I can't believe it. We're at an hour already. So
yeah.
this is good.
Yeah,
There'll have to be. We'll cut it in half. We'll do something.
Okay.
But so what about the people that would say, that nasty religious spirit, legalistic spirit that would say, well, how can you call yourself a Christian musician, and then play on a show like such a non-Christian type of show like the Michael Jackson show, or really any of that, even Harry
Right.
Connick,
Yeah.
you meet certain people and it doesn't matter.
No, of course.
But so how do you, is it a salt and light thing? Or is it just, how do you live that out? Because like I said at the beginning, you're not just a believer in name. I know you personally.
Right.
Like you believe your faith, you have a strong faith, you and your wife.
Yeah.
So is it just like, for you, thinking about anyone who works in the world, like this is my sphere.
Listen, you're in a work environment. Now the thing about the difference is that my job, people can go and witness and watch, but it's like saying like, okay, my job isn't perfect, right?
Yeah.
But what if you knew that your boss was unfaithful to his wife or her husband, or had a serious drug addiction, or was, really morally bankrupt?
Yeah.
Do you just quit your job?
Yeah.
Or do or you can actually minister to that person?
Mm-hmm.
You can go old school, thus saith the Lord, or you can just like, just leave, just walk in, just walk
by
in,
relationship.
Yeah, in relationship. And I think what happens is like, I used to think the opposite.
Yeah.
Especially when we got off of Mary J. Blige.
And I know you said there were certain gigs, discernment-wise, I can't.
Oh
do
yeah,
this.
yeah, of course.
So I'm not talking about those.
Yeah. But just like, because I got to the point where it's like, man, we're doing those, and I grew up with hip hop. I was like, I'm just gonna say this, like, yes, the origins could be pure, but right now it's in my opinion, it's demonic.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where it's like, I can't listen to any secular music.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about even in a classical world.
Yeah.
If you actually do your research about yes, like Handel's Messiah.
Oh yeah.
And the Royal Fireworks, which I played in many
Mhm.
Catholic masses
Yeah.
with orchestras. It wasn't, the Royal Fireworks was not written for church.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then on the inverse side, if you go, well, all these people in church, these Christian artists are flawed,
Yeah.
then you're not listening to anything. Like,
Yeah.
like seriously, like if you really go like, because I was like that 100%. Like, I can't listen to any music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was like, no. So when I'm in a situation where I know prayed about the sermon and I'm there, you make the best out of it. But at the same time, you're like, people should look at you and say, man, not this guy's cool, but he's different.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. So when people do, and I remember some people in my parents' church literally told me, you can't go to school for music.
Yeah.
Especially for jazz. You're going to be on drugs. I was like, well, who told you that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, if you have people like Miles Davis or Charlie Parker, if you know about them,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Parker died. He wasn't even 40, but
Right.
his insides looked like he was like
Oh,
70. Yeah. He really
Yeah.
messed his body up.
Yeah.
So I always just say, like, when you go into these situations with the Holy Spirit, and not with you first and then the Holy Spirit, but with the Holy Spirit first,
Yeah.
then you'll be able to discern that, and you will stick out in a good way.
Yeah.
And
imagine if there were no believers
oh man,
in the professional music world in New York City, because everyone just said, well, it's not in the church and I'm not called to that, or I'm not going to use my gift in that way.
yes,
I mean, imagine there's no salt, there's not. Where's the expression of Jesus to that community?
right.
To the musicians, to the singers, the actors.
And the thing that's so crazy is that, when you're in a pit, like there's times like we can talk the whole time during the show.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't realize that.
Yeah, because the mics are off. So we have people. I have people in the pit, bandmates who actually have problems at home and this and that.
And you can actually,
and literally
you're pastoring them.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
People might not say it like that, but that's really what it is.
Yeah,
at some level.
One of the trumpet players' daughter is cancer free.
Yeah,
she's young,
mm-hmm.
like 11 years old.
Oh wow.
And I remember when they were cancer free. So when we first started the show,
mm-hmm.
he told us straight up. He said, "Listen, I love you guys.
Yeah.
If my wife calls me,
yeah,
I don't care about like, oh, we have to be locked in.
Yeah.
I had to go make sure, because if she had an episode,
mm-hmm.
so she's cancer free, and he's like just sitting there, like I can't. He's trying to like hold together. He goes, man, she's cancer free,
mm-hmm.
and they want to do Make-A-Wish. And I said, man, for you got 4 kids, and I said, man, for 6 people, go to Disney. And they gave almost like a 9-day,
mm-hmm.
all expenses, like, and Disney's expensive.
Yeah.
And everything. I said, listen, man, God, that's just God, man, just blessing you guys.
Mm-hmm.
He did not reject it at all. And he's told me, like, man, I haven't gone to church in years. I don't even really believe.
Yeah.
He didn't say, man, just stop with the church stuff, stop with the Jesus stuff. I said, no, man, God's just opening that door for you. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me and like you could see that he actually received it. Yeah. So you see stuff like that, you're just like,
Mm-hmm. And the thing, I heard something from an evangelist friend of mine once that just changed my perspective.
Yeah.
On this type, what we're talking about, evangelism in the context of relationship.
Yeah.
And here's what he said first. He said, our job is to plant seeds. That's all he said. But before I heard that and really let that word sink in and chewed on it a little, I used to think, well, I got to get everyone saved. Sure, I planted a seed here and there, but they didn't get saved. He never went to church, or he didn't do that. You don't know what that seed, 5 years, 10 years, who knows when, but you planted it. Yeah. In his mind is, okay, this whole Jesus and God thing, maybe he didn't want to hear about it still,
right.
But that seed is in there now. It's in the ground.
Right.
And so that changed my perspective, because I used to put pressure on myself wherever I was. I got to get people saved. I got to get people. I got to get in the church, and it's my job. And if I don't accomplish that, and I'm failing in my faith, and I'm not. But when I started to think about it as just my job is to plant seeds, and some seeds I'm gonna be with long term and help them grow up, and they are going to get saved. But some, I may never see the people again. It's let me say it like this: in the line at Walmart, you can plant a seed when someone is. You have an opportunity to be Christ. This is like Bible 101. This is simple.
Yeah.
You don't know what that seed of just being nice and saying, "Look, you're in a hurry. Why don't you go ahead and just go ahead and just plant a seed?"
Yeah.
Who knows how that seed can turn out in their life? Someone could get saved because you let them in front of you in line because they're having a bad day, or because you didn't road rage at them. Yeah. So that was my perspective, and I think of all that to say when you're in that orchestra pit, those are seeds with the guys you're friends with, and you're down there for hours at a time and hundreds of shows probably at this point. You're planting seeds,
right?
And so my pushback to people who would say, well, how can a Christian musician play on Broadway and play the Michael Jackson show and represent blah 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 all that? I would say we need seed planters. We need seed planters, and someone's got to go in there and do it. Otherwise, the guy you're talking about with the daughter who had cancer, what if he had no one to represent Jesus in that moment?
It's almost like in the world how people say, "Hey, bro, I want to see you win, man. I want to see you win."
Yeah.
Well, help that person.
Yeah.
Like if you say you want to see him win, how are you helping that person achieve winning?
Yeah.
So and you look back now, you take it to the Christian level. If you want somebody to win, that's being saved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're saying,
real win.
so if you're saying like, all right, I'm gonna plant a seed, that's actually a good thing, because I used to think like you a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, how come when I minister, no one's getting saved?
Yeah.
Or in my head.
Yeah.
How come? What's going on? Maybe it's me, and maybe is God not speaking to me? And that's when I was playing the trombone. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then when I got to King of Kings, my whole outlook changed. And also too, as you grow in your faith, one thing I will say, when God tells you to move, just do it.
Yes.
When you don't do it,
then step out of that boat.
What's going to happen is that you are going to be fighting with yourself.
Right.
So when people say, "I'm fighting demons," no, you're fighting yourself because you didn't want to listen. That's not a demon. That's you.
A lot of demons are just flesh.
Yeah.
People.
That's just.
It's actually easier sometimes to just call it a demon. Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's easier.
Yeah.
Just call it a demon rather than deal with your own flesh and soul in things.
And you're talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Again, because when I left my old church, because I didn't leave in God's timing, I left in my timing, which is a lot later.
Yeah.
This is not a demon. I messed up that relationship with people.
Yeah.
And I literally came to this 2 days ago. I was like, man, I messed that relationship up.
Yeah.
I had a little thing, I think we briefly talked about, like, my brother and I, like, we didn't talk for a while, and I had to do it. That's not like, man, you didn't.
Yeah.
I had to do some stuff, and I had to get healed from stuff. But when relationship is everything, and sometimes just think if you actually listen to God, like when I said I didn't want to be with that R&B singer, and God, I could have said, no, I want to stay. The money, I need the money. God knows.
Yeah.
God, when I tell you that God knows.
Yeah.
Like, my wife, so Rochelle, being at her job forever, she got laid off, and she's been at her job 16 years when we first got married, and we just moved into our house.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my,
worst timing ever.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We just moved in, so you got the mortgage company calling up. You guys lied to us, and this and that, and I'm still like, no, hold on. Because, when you're a freelance musician, you're just 1099 man.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
No one wants to look at the 1099 man.
Yeah.
So I looked at Rochelle, and so literally during that time, and Rochelle did not work for 9 months.
Wow.
And God provided the whole time. And when I tell you, it was, for me, it was amazing. I look back, I was something on 7 shows.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I was constantly working, and, so it was great. And then all of a sudden, like, she had her season to go with God.
Yeah.
just like how I had my season. But again, we're still supporting each other.
Yeah.
And again, if we didn't have a good relationship, that wouldn't go well either.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I love how you said what you said. You said we got called to do a show.
Oh yeah.
You said that to your wife.
Yeah.
You didn't say I got called to do a show.
Every,
with your first big, with the Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Open door.
Everything is we.
You guys are in it together.
Yeah, everything is we.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, the other person respects what you do.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just not like I'm going to work, I'm doing this. Like, no.
Yeah. That's really good.
It's a better way for us
Mm-hmm.
to just make, to really make it work.
Yeah. That's good. And you're both professionals too.
Yeah.
It's not like she's sitting at home and has no job and no career.
Right.
And you're like, you're not just trying to be nice and include her.
No.
Because she has her own career. And
Yeah.
It's like you said the we because you're together in it.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
like literally, I got married to her. She was very much established.
Yeah.
And I was established to a degree
Mm-hmm.
in the commercial world, but not in the Broadway world at all.
Yeah.
So when I got Broadway, that was with her.
Yeah.
But it's also too just the maturation, like growing in the spirit with her. Like this, I mean, it's all that playing piano, which it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I hated playing piano because my mom taught us. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to play
You and me
Tecmo
both.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to play.
You're trying to get Bo Jackson because
trying to get Bo Jackson,
so you
Marcus.
can score on everybody else.
So I'm trying, So now looking back, and my mom came to King Kings, so I was like, I've never seen you play piano, and just to see, like
now
that.
she's glad.
And she's like, huh,
Yeah.
So,
I told you so.
yeah. No, she's right. Cause my brother plays too.
Yeah.
I would just say for any musician, learn piano.
Absolutely.
Learn piano.
I wish I would go. My mom forced me.
Yeah, me too.
I think I took 3 or 4 years.
Mhm.
She forced me, and then she said I remember after this year, I think it was the 4th year. If you
Mhm.
still don't want to do it, I'll let you stop. And I stopped. But if I
Right.
could go back, I would kick that little
Oh
boy
my
drummer.
gosh. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Because where, as a percussionist, where it hurt me.
Mallets.
Yeah. And specifically where it hurt me was sight reading.
Yeah.
Because, part of any serious, in the orchestral world, a serious orchestral audition, there is mallet sight reading.
Mhm.
And had I stayed on piano even 3 or 4 more years, it would have been a lot easier. So I had to waste a lot of time in the practice room, sight reading practice, that I should have been working on excerpts and other things just to catch up.
Right.
But it all could have been piano.
But also too, like you go to school for music in the classical world. I don't know if you had to do piano proficiency or whatever.
Oh yeah, of course.
And of course, you do just enough to get by,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Just enough.
Yeah.
When I went for jazz, they're like, okay, so you get to play some piano. I said, okay.
Yeah, that's rough. That's
And
a different world.
And they said, oh no, you're gonna comp, and it was like, so we had to do like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And
Do you have to comp and solo?
yeah.
Oh wow.
And then one song you had to play all 12 keys. So you had to.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
now
another level. Of
I'm
piano
doing this, and
proficiency.
then it's like you had to play. I was like, oh my Lord. So that started me to like piano.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to King Kings, I was still thinking in the jazz vernacular.
Yeah, yeah,
So I remember having arguments with my brother about like just chord structure.
yeah.
And gospel, like, oh no, you need to add this and this. He goes, dude, no, it's gospel, it's not jazz. No, but the book says he's like, dude, it's not. And literally, and so we laughed about it now and said, yeah, you were right the whole time.
Yeah.
But definitely sit with the piano because as even a vocalist, like everybody, because as a wind instrument, you're seeing everything this way.
Yeah.
And I guess even guitar, but the piano, you see it this way.
Yeah. It's
And-
amazing how it helps your music theory.
Yes. Just so even if you just
That's what I
Keep-
can't
yeah.
believe.
keep
Because
piece by piece, man.
and maybe it's just because I'm visual, but
Yeah.
I see the keyboard and I understand music theory better.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I haven't studied, and then we got to wrap because I
Yeah.
want to go get Mexican.
Oh, we have to.
That's what we talked about.
Yes, we did.
Whenever you're around me, I told you I want Mexican food.
I'm
Are
not
you
mad
part
at
of
that.
Mexican?
I'm not mad
Are
at
you,
that.
you got it in there somewhere.
Well,
I don't know.
we're all God's people, man.
That's right. But the piano, no, though, I was saying is, and now we'll wrap up with this, with talking about piano and music theory. So when I came out of the classical percussion world and went really into full-time ministry and began worship leading and all that, I had years then of being in front of the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized probably 10 or 12 years after that season of being on the piano, which I still am a lot now, how much I understood theory. I didn't study theory for that 10, 12 years. I didn't take classes. But just from playing for 12 years, that being my primary instrument, and I grew on it, and I learned how I began to understand theory and ear training.
Yeah.
Just from playing the piano. I didn't practice ear training. I didn't take theory classes.
Right.
I didn't study at all, but it just hit me. This is maybe a few years ago. It hit me like, oh my goodness, my ear training and my understanding of chord structure and theory and figured bass, even.
Yeah.
Remember, figured bass, the whole classical way. Just from being in front of the piano has tripled from even being in music school. So that's my selling point for piano for young musicians.
Yeah.
Is you don't even it teaches you, is how I felt. Like playing the piano does something and teaches you and expands you, and you may not even realize it for years.
Well, the thing
but
is,
don't quit. Someone needs to hear this. I'm prophesying right now.
You're right.
Someone needs to hear, don't quit the piano even if you hate it. Stick with it.
Because you know, at the piano, you really, unless you actually fall asleep, you can't really get tired unless you're spreading out playing Chopin. But if you're just sitting at the piano, like if I play a trombone, I can probably last straight.
Then your embouchure shot.
I'm shot. Like you're playing, like sooner or later you gotta take a break. But piano, you're right here. You're not. You don't have to worry about that. So you can sit there and you can really soak it in. Yeah. And that's the best way. Yeah. It's the best way. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go get Mexican.
Piano.
Be on
piano. That's my camera. Piano.
Piano. Whoever's looking at us. That's it.
Awesome.
So we're gonna go eat.
Yes. Let's
now.
Yeah.
All right. And you got to come back on because we'd like an hour and 20.
It's amazing.
We'll divide this into 2 episodes, I guess, but we'll have you back.
Oh, it'd be
sure.
It'd be cool.
And then we're also we're going to next year do more online training as the altar.
Oh, awesome.
Which I got to talk to you about.
Sure.
It's like MD.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even talk about that, but your church function now in the church world is MD.
Yeah.
And you MD at King of Kings, where Sarah and I also lead, in addition to the altar, what we do. And it's a very flowy type of church. It's we don't know always the set list, and we follow the Holy Spirit. So we'll do a whole podcast about what is that like for MDs when you don't know the set list all the time, and how do you balance performance and wanting to execute a song well with saying, well, that's not the way we practice it, and our tempo's lower, but we're going to just go with it rather than change the direction of the Spirit. All that stuff.
All that,
We can't get into it now because we'll be here another hour.
Yeah.
But
No, next time, and then more Mexican.
We'll do. Yeah, that's why I want to have you back. Yeah, we have Mexican, and then Fernando will be like, "That's not good Mexican." Fernando does all the editing,
and this is why we can't have a judging spirit. You know,
that's right. We have to take Fernando actually.
Yeah. Oh, so now he likes it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, man,
Awesome.
love you. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, man.
And we'll have you back for sure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Beautiful.